all walking through life together, and I feel like we give our audience permission to be a mess, to make up, to have a lot of fun, to take that extra shot. And, and it's a privilege.
And also, we're the only show all Black young cast on air.
Good to see you guys again. First off, I just want to kick things off asking how you're feeling. We're a couple days out from this second season.
I am so excited.
And just ready. I'm ready for y'all to experience this season already.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I mean, what I loved about this, I got to talk with Jordan earlier, and it's so cool because it was a bit later in the year last year. So I feel like I'm a little lucky because I get to talk to you guys a bit sooner. You know, it's like it's right before summer this time, not during summer. And your turnaround was pretty quick. So talk to me about how that transition happened, how you went straight from, you know, seeing the show air and then straight into filming season 2.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I just remember being in Mexico, Silas and I, for our 1-year anniversary, like wedding anniversary. And then the season was ending like that day of our anniversary. And then it was like, all right, we're headed back in just a couple months. Like, get ready. Okay, cool. So to just even experience this summer, and it's warm, we did so much. I just feel like we went at the perfect time. We wasted no time just going into the house, having fun. But you know, some relationships have changed a little bit, and you get to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think what I like about this group is the connections that you guys have. It seems like you guys go back years. It doesn't feel like just, you know, people kind of thrown together. It feels like you guys really have this rich history. And now on top of that, you have the year of the show and the experience that you had. Were there some things along the way, I guess, watching yourself for the first time? Did you approach this season differently, if at all, or were there things that you kind of knew what to expect? I imagine now you're like, okay, we're going to eventually do interviews that I don't know what my castmates are saying at the time or what have you. Were there some differences?
I would say going into it, you know, you try to like change your behavior, but you know, everyone has grown since then. So you know, I know for myself, I was a little nervous and hesitant in the beginning, like going back on the vacation and just being involved with everybody because you don't know what to expect. Like everyone's in a house, you can get good drama, bad drama, or a mixture. So, you know, just going in with an open mind and just being yourself. I think that's what I did, but I was a little nervous and I did try to like be a little bit more reserved, but I ended up just being.
So we must have swapped.
I went out the door.
We must have swapped because I definitely went in like, all right, so this is how I'm coming in. To me, watching myself back the first season, it's all new, right? These are your real friends, but like you get to see how the summer looked in other people's eyes. And I know for me, I was like, I really wish I would have like vocalized how I felt or thought about things more. And I wish I had just a little bit more fun. And so going into this summer, that was all I was focused on. Speak my mind, have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I imagine that this work like this in reality, it does kind of give you that perspective a little bit. You do get to watch things over again and see how you may come across, how things may have gone over differently. And again, I feel like you guys are so close as a group. It's nice to be able to see you guys go on this journey again. And I love that the cast, there really isn't that much turnover. You know what I mean? I feel like it's still your core group. We have a couple new faces. So talk to me a little bit about that too, about going on this journey together and then also adding just some new faces into the group this season.
You want to go, Jazz, or you want me to go?
You gotta be.
Okay. So we do have a couple of new faces. No, or just one. No, I think
one
face, just one new face. And which is Noelle. And she brings amazing energy that we needed. Like she was the missing piece to the puzzle. And she just brings this Southern hospitality because she is from Atlanta and a little twang. And it just, I don't know, her energy is contagious in a positive way. So you do get to see the dynamics change and like the friendships between all of us, because Summer was the one who brought her in. That's her friend. So it's like, it's very nice to just get to see this refreshing face. And she's a big joy of energy. It's going to be something new for the viewers and the supporters. Like you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, and I have to say, as a fellow Corn, she definitely brought outgoing energy and came in neutral, like really just took the time to get to know each and every one of us.
Yeah, I think it was so cool just with your cast. I feel like it was fun to see so many people embrace your group. Again, I feel like I said this to you guys last year. Like it feels like my friend group. Like I feel like I see myself in you guys. And it's so fun to be able to see that. So to know that we have a new face that kind of adds a little extra spice is super exciting. And then we got to talk about this a little bit, but BravoCon was so fun. I know that you both were there, and then also
Yeah.
Jordan was there, Preston, Amir. Next year, I want all
Mhm.
of you guys there. I want the whole cast there. I think you guys should have a big.
Yeah.
Period.
So talk to me a little bit about that too, about just the fan experience as a whole. You know, BravoCon, or Bravo rather, is like a big family, and I feel like, you know, the fans, they're really vocal, but they also really do hold you down too, and they see themselves in you guys. So you guys got firsthand experience at BravoCon, and then also online as well.
That was our first BravoCon, and like you said, I'm sure next year it'll be the whole cast, because it really is something about all of us together. But I think those of us who had the privilege to go this first time, it was so affirming, because people from other shows that, you know, we probably grew up watching are just rooting for us. And that in and of itself is like, okay, we feel the family part of just being a part of the Bravo family. Like, we feel like we came to the family reunion and everyone embraced us. And as far as the fans go, the viewers, like the one-on-one conversations that I was able to have and how excited everyone was for just my announcement, I wasn't anticipating how nice that felt, I guess. So sometimes, you know, you go through a season as a first timer and you get some positive and negative, and sometimes you don't know what's what. But I think at BravoCon, it really was all positive and all love, and just people constantly asking, is there a season 2? When are you guys coming back? Well, I'm happy to be sitting here talking about we back.
Piggyback off of that, I feel the same way, because you know, you get the good and the bad, and going to BravoCon, meeting the fans, it was all positive. There was no bad, no hate. It was all love. And like, especially for Milo, like there was a lot of fans that really loved Milo, and I didn't know how, like they were
Yeah.
diehard fans. Like, we're just here for Milo. I'm like, okay. So like, for them to be able to get to hold him and take pictures, I was making them so happy, and I love to make everyone happy in any way that I can. So I'm glad they got to have that experience. And then, you know, meeting the other Bravo celebrities from different shows, it was nice to be recognized, and then to see my people as well. They were open with warm arms, and everyone was super sweet, and they know a lot about us and our
Which is
show. And
crazy.
it's shocking for first season. I was like, wow, like you guys really watch it. So it's really nice and
Yeah.
refreshing, and I appreciate it.
Listen, Milo's
And I don't know about y'all, but I felt like as a representative group of our show, I feel like we held it down.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
We did, because only a few of us got to go. So
Yeah.
it was nice.
You guys absolutely held it down for sure. I feel like the energy was there at least. Again, I still want all you guys there. I'm happy Milo was able to go. I do feel like
Same.
Milo is full time for sure. Like
Yes.
Milo is a staple. And I do think that, you know, I think it's so exciting. I've always said this. I feel like Bravo reality TV in general has done a good job in terms of representation, Black representation. But it's so nice to see on this network someone, just the age demographic is a bit different, right? I love my housewives, obviously, but they're just in a different season of life than you guys. So talk to me too just about, even just more so, just about that representation conversation. Again, I see so many people talking about how they see themselves in you guys. And how does it feel to you know, just to be able to go on this journey together? I love how it seems like while you guys may have drama, you guys have all embarked on this together, you know, and do have that bond.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
You're good at this.
Yeah, no, I feel, you know, like you, and we were briefly talking about this a moment ago, Jared. Like, I have a lot of viewers know people that I know. And so the connectiveness in our generation is we are representing people that can look to the screen and be like, I know her, or my homegirl knows her, or I feel like I see myself in this group, like you said. And that doesn't happen all the time. That actually is really special. And to feel connected in that way, to where, you know, you can go out in New York City and we're partying with people that watch the show. Like, it's something really special and unique about it to see yourself and feel yourself on screen on this network specifically. And I just love how not just us as Martha's Vineyard, but Summer House, Winter House, like our generation, we're like here, we're not going anywhere. So I know if I were younger watching Bravo and seeing us, I don't know what that would do for me, but I would feel affirmed nonetheless, just knowing that like this group of folks and friends exists. And it's okay if I'm going through X, Y, and Z because I see Bria or Jordan or Alex or Jasmine going through these things. So we're all walking through life together. And I feel like we give our audience permission to be a mess, to make up, to have a lot of fun, to take that extra shot. And it's just it's a privilege.
And also, we're the only show all Black young cast on air. So it's
Period.
like that speaks a lot. It really
It
does.
It does for sure. And
Yeah.
I think I was so happy to, of course, like being able to see it before and screen it and interview you guys is one thing. But when the new show comes out, I was so excited to see. I was like, what's the timeline going to think about this? Like, how's it going to be? And it was so fun to see every week. People really like it was always trending. Like people were really sharing their opinions about how they felt.
Yeah.
But that is so good and exciting. It's like such a healthy engagement that you frankly don't see on every single show. Like it felt like there was such a hunger for a show like this that people couldn't even vocalize it. Like they didn't realize what they were missing until they saw it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
talk.
they
Right.
see and experience all of our flaws, you know, the good and the bad. So it just shows we're not perfect. But this is our daily life, and we're willing to share and hope that we can inspire the young Black kids, and you know, and they can one day be like us. So
Or at the very least, connect with your friends and take a trip somewhere.
that part.
Yes, absolutely. 1,000. We all need a trip for sure. I have two more questions for you guys really quick. Bria, you kind of touched on this a little bit. For both of you though, who are some other, you know, Bravo celebrities, people on the network who you have been able to connect to or like kind of connect with?
I would say for me, when I was at BravoCon, I got to connect with Paige, Sierra, Gabby, and like got to hang around them. And you know, they all live in the city, so you know, we follow each other on Instagram, and we get to see each other's success and the growth.
Yeah,
It's
I would
different.
definitely say a lot of folks from Candace on Potomac, who was super sweet to me, to you know, Madison and Leva and Vanita, who helped me with my shoe once. Like she really looked out on Southern Charm, to Dr. Jackie and Dr. Samoa Married to Medicine. Like they felt like big sis energy. It just was, to Bria's point, having people that you've watched or that you look up to, you feel like it's just doing their thing, know anything about you and just be like, hey, I'm loving what you guys are doing. I'm rooting for y'all. It's amazing. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of the BTS photos from behind the scenes at BravoCon. So it was just a whiplash of so many different people that were just showing love.
Yeah, no, listen, people, I certainly eat that up. So I know the fans do, like just all the behind the scenes stuff. And it's nice to see you guys hold each other down. Again, I love like the new class of like Bravo stars, the people a bit closer to my age who are you know, making things happen. So for my last question for you guys, what was the biggest surprise, I guess? It could be during this season or maybe after, or maybe it's still to come when you're going to watch it. But what surprised you the most about the second season of Summer House Martha's Vineyard?
Jasmine's pregnancy. I'm sorry, Jasmine, I had to say it. For me, that was the biggest surprise. Because yeah.
I like to keep them guessing.
Yes, you couldn't tell. You really couldn't. I mean, it was like you couldn't. So for me, I was like, what?
As a Black woman, being very honest, I was very anxious and nervous about revealing too soon my pregnancy, out of fear of just something could go wrong. And I don't want to jinx myself. I don't want too many people involved. I'm just going to exercise my agency and just hold on to this until I get across a threshold that I feel comfortable with. And they were really supportive of that. And it's really fun to see how it all plays out with kind of who might have felt like it and who didn't and who knew, and how I tell them. So I'm really looking forward to that moment, because that is a pretty big deal to have another milestone and include your friends in on that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I just got so excited.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. So good to see you guys as always. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you very soon. Congrats.
Of course.
Thank you, Jared.
Bye.
See ya.